All right, guys. So on today's call, welcome to the Monday Morning Meetup. So on today's call, you guys are going to get firsthand access to an exclusive call that we do for our community. We get about 100 people, maybe about 150 people sometimes on these calls every Wednesday, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern. So I'm inviting you to join us. So I'm going to let everyone into the room as soon as my co-host Caroline comes in, and you guys will get a chance to see behind the scenes what it looks like. And if you want to join the Monday Morning Meetup, which you should, because we talk about so much that would benefit anyone that's looking to level up their game in regards to their business, their mindset, their personal life, their romantic life, this is the place for you. You can join us by going to tycohen.com/MMM. So tycohen.com/MMM. And I am going to go live. We're at the top of the hour. All right. All right. So here's where we're at. Boom. All right. We are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good night. I see all of the smiling faces. I'm going to give you guys a hand wave this morning. We're actually streaming to YouTube as well. So I'm trying something different today. I'm streaming to YouTube, always testing the waters, always testing something different out. And so if you guys go over to tycohen.com/YouTube, you should be able to see this on YouTube as well. So if you're at tycohen.com/YouTube, and Megan, thank you. Megan Bowden, always keep me, you and your dad always keep me on task with making sure that the transcripts are enabled. So I appreciate both of you guys for doing that. Hey, I was talking to Lenny Nesmith this morning. You guys know him as Lenny the Boss. And he sent me a text in our group, and I wanted to share this with you. So Lenny the Boss, myself, Greg Caesar, Marquel Russell, who we had on as a guest last Friday, and maybe about 10 other heavy hitters are part of a text group, our text mastermind, and we'll share things with one another every once in a while. Actually, on a daily basis, we're sharing things with one another. This is our accountability group. And he sent me this. He says, I'm grateful that God woke me and every single one of you up to have another fantastic day. So that was from Lenny the Boss. He sent that to me this morning. And I'm actually passing that on to you guys. So whether you believe in God or not, I'm still grateful that God woke you up this morning to be with us and have another fantastic day, right? Or whoever it is that you believe in woke you up this morning. So how many people had a chance to join us last night for the Get It Done Challenge? So yesterday was our very first Get It Done Challenge day. And Caroline is having some technical difficulties, so she should be with us in just a moment. But yesterday was our very first day. So let me know, put me into the chat box if you joined us yesterday. It was like incredible. So yesterday was a fantastic day, our first day, and it was amazing. I want to share with you guys, it was our very kind of some of the stuff that we, let me go into YouTube and pause myself on YouTube so that I don't get the echo. But I want to share with you some of the feedback that actually came in for yesterday. All right, so let me go over to my desktop. Let me know if you could see my screen. So you should be able to see my screen now. If you can, give me a yes, just letting me know. Okay, thumbs up. Boom, that's even better, Megan. Thank you. All right, so this is a good friend of mine, Davin Michaels, who lives over in Puerto Rico. We go and hang out. This guy is one of the smartest guys on the planet that I know of, especially when it comes to like cryptocurrency and things like that. So him and his wife Liz are very good friends with me and my wife Melaga. We go hang out with them in Puerto Rico every once in a while. They come hang out with us here in North Carolina every once in a while. But I want to stay on track here really quickly and go into the Get It Done Challenge group. If you guys are not part of this group, I want you to go in and add yourself to it. Right, so let me close out all of my personal messages from Caroline here. All right, So take a look at this. Like, we've had people come in and leave their feedback, basically. Here's Joshua. Here's our very own Nan. All right. So people coming in and just talking about their biggest takeaways. My biggest takeaway of day one is how easy it is to find the right niche. Go big in a niche and do keyword research to test how good a niche is. Here's Pruitt, all right, who we see in the community a lot as well. All right, here's another individual. Here's Jeff, our very own Jeff. All right. Here's Carol. So we just have a ton of people who went in and shared. Here's Teresa Oliver, our very own Teresa Oliver, as many of you guys know. She also always has like this amazing personality. So we had a ton of people who went into the group, shared their biggest takeaways from day one. It was extremely exciting to see everyone on. And one of my goals has been to kind of introduce you guys to different business models and things that have worked for me, right? That have worked really well for me, and things that I'm passionate about, more importantly, things that I'm extremely passionate about, things that help me to build the lifestyle that I desire. And I set out on this mission years ago, and I said, you know what? I want to be able to have the freedom of getting up and doing what I want to do, when I want to do it, with who I want to do it with, and on the terms that I want to do it on. So this is the outcome of that, right? It's Kindle publishing. It is what we teach in the micro offers program. It's a few other things like real estate. I'm actually thinking about even doing like a real estate challenge. And as I'm thinking about this stuff, we all know how easy it is to become overwhelmed, right? We all know how, get back to Zoom so that I can see myself. We all know how easy it is to kind of get overwhelmed and to kind of have too many things going, right, at one time. So then what happens is you don't do anything. So the way I've structured a lot of these things is in the same way that I've approached them. And that is with congruency. So with Kindle publishing, if you understand the basics of Kindle publishing, you understand that it's digital publishing, right? Digital real estate. Then you also will understand how micro offers works, because it's digital publishing, but it's just at the next level. And then me going into real estate, it's the same thing. So digital real estate, and taking that money and putting it into physical real estate, which is something that, you know, we've had physical real estate for 15 years or so. We had real estate back in Connecticut before we moved to North Carolina. But I wish we would have done it in the way that I'm doing it now, in the way that I've done it for the last couple of years, way back then, because it's so much easier, right? We're not dealing with the management issues. We have just better properties. They're being taken care of a lot better. And then the returns are just 4 to 5 times what we used to see before. So it's teaching you guys the exact same process that I've been able to go through, and just excluding all of the mistakes, all of the garbage that I wish I was able to avoid. And unfortunately, as you're going through this stuff, right, you're experiencing the learning curves, you're experiencing the bumps, you're experiencing all of the issues. Yesterday, as if we were doing the Get It Done challenge, we were looking to stream to the Facebook group. And I've streamed to the Facebook group a gazillion times. You do the KCF Lives, we stream those to the Facebook groups and everything else. And then yesterday, as we're looking to go in and stream to the group, now here's the thing. I had practiced streaming to the Facebook group 4 times yesterday. In the morning, I did it throughout the afternoon, right? Did it right before we actually went live with the challenge. Would you know, as soon as we went live with the challenge, I tried to stream to the Facebook group and it wouldn't work. It just didn't work at all. Comes to find out that Facebook made some changes at the last moment, and that's life. Things will come into place at the last moment. You're expecting to get XYZ done, and then guess what happens? Murphy, with his funny looking hat, him and his laws, he comes over and he says, hey, today's not the day. I got this emergency for you over here. You know, I've got this thing over here for you that's going to happen, right? So how many people have that happened to before? So we're able to figure it out. Maybe about halfway through it, I was able to figure it out. And I said, hey, Willie, I figured out what the problem is. So now Today, guess what? We'll be able to live stream to the Facebook group flawlessly. So these are the types of things that, you know, I've been able to figure out and overcome, and hopefully be able to pass them on to you. So things like that, as it relates to business, as it relates to Kindle publishing, as it relates to digital publishing, as it relates to real estate, just life in general. And, you know, I made a decision. I was telling my wife a couple of weeks ago that I'm only going to work with people that actually want the help, that actually seek the help. Because before, man, I was the person that I want to grab everyone. I want to grab the guy off the street. Oh my God, like I've got this amazing, like you should try it. But not everyone wants help, right? Like not everyone wants that. Sometimes even the people that are closest to you. That's why you are my people. That's why you guys are my folks. Like I get so much joy out of being here with you guys. And because you're here. It's like how many people have ever had, Les Brown talks about this, right? Someone argue for your limitations where someone asks for help, you want to help them, but then they don't want the help. Or they do something that's self-sabotaging. We're seeing Kanye West do that right now.
Ex-husband.
Putting
myself right? Back on mute before the children here.
Do you see that? So sometimes we get in these positions where things are working for us and then we self-sabotage ourselves. Right. So it's an interesting phenomenon where we'll have a certain level of success and then we don't feel comfortable at that level, whatever it is. I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about everything. We don't feel comfortable at that level. So we go in and we have to do something that totally self-sabotages that so that we get back to this level where we're comfortable at. Right. And Kanye West, you could say, hey, maybe it's just like when we had President Donald Trump. Half of the people said he was a genius. Half of the people said he was nuts. Right? That's what qualifies you as president. If you can get half of the people to love you, and I could care less about Republicans or Democrats. That's not what this is about. This is different. But if you can get half of the people to love you, and just slightly more than half to, or slightly more to love you and half to hate you, you can be president. And if you're a little bit eccentric, then you can really be president. Right? So if you look at someone like Kanye West right now, you could say, hey, either he's nuts, or he's having a mental breakdown, or the success that he's had we're seeing where he's self-sabotaging himself right now. Who gets to a net worth of the numbers, whether you believe it or not, is like between 5 and 11 million, and then just throws it away overnight? That's the ultimate version of self-sabotaging, or just being, you know, maybe having some mental health issues as well. Right. So just being very careful with, you know, the things that we do and noticing when we're starting to self-sabotage ourselves, you know, in your Kindle businesses, as you start to see some success, maintaining the momentum and not going the opposite way. In your digital publishing businesses or whatever business it is that you have, right? Maintaining the success and not going the opposite way. Speaking of success, so Caroline has had some tremendous success. You got some big news, right? Knocking a heavy hitter out of the way. And I'm not going to even share it. I'll let you share your moment.
Yeah, so I just released it's interesting, you know, because I've been, you know, we talk a lot about, and I know you've just alluded to it, about, well, first of all, I came in about 2-3 minutes late. I always get Zoom set up an hour before. Yeah. And then it just decided to, Murphy and his law and everything decided to die. So apologies that I was a couple of minutes late. Yeah, it's all happening. So we're still, the whole Hallmark thing is still ongoing. So there's the previous producer of Star Trek is actually going through all my books with a fine tooth comb, and I'm sitting on the edge of my seat in anticipation for that. But we've one of my team said to me that you know, you've been so busy in the last X months, it's great to see you in more, you know. So I decided over the last probably about 3 or 4 weeks to just really be like I was for the first couple of months of my business. Well, when I went into the fast pass, not the first couple of months of my business because I didn't have a strategy, but from let's say December 21, which is the point where the business started flying. And so I just thought, you know, where attention goes, energy flows. I've been spreading myself out, going here, going there, writing courses and things. And I'm just thinking, okay, keep your eye on the prize for now, you know, and like you've said once, you know, it's a 5-year plan. You can't do everything now if you're still building. And my pen name had sort of gone, my royalties had gone down a bit. I wasn't concerned. We were just testing ads and doing different things. And we have, for the first time, had a series that's just gone in at #1 on day one. And I'm like, I don't quite know. We had like 190 pre-orders. That's not like thousands that I had with about late 800s, I think I had with a previous series once.
Yeah.
But I've never had a #1 new release before it releases. And I'm like, okay. So I just completely did a different launch with this one. But also there's a couple of my competitors, and I'm a bit sort of Michael Jackson about this. I want to be better than like Michael Jackson and Prince, you know, if he's doing it, I want to do it. And I paid my editor, my writer and my proofreader to read all their books with me.
Wow.
And I said, are we as good as that? Because we're good, are we as good? And they said, nearly. Okay. So I got involved in this last series and sort of did a bit of writing. Anyway, yeah. So who knows how it's going to go, but I'm optimistic. I'm gunning for my plaque.
I think she's being humble with this. Did you guys hear what she said? Like #1 before even being fully released.
Can't believe it. Oh my god. Yeah, we'll see. But it's also, you know, it's really interesting because you can sort of get greedy and shoot yourself in the foot. So basically, for my last couple of series, I thought, oh, you know, these books are so good. They're longer than 15,000 word books, but let's go in at like, you know, $2.99, $2.99, $2.99, $2.99, $3.99, $3.99. And we've done okay. But this one, I thought, I don't care. It might be 25,000 words, but I'm just going to go back to the whole 99 and get an add-on earlier than I'd normally get an add-on, a Facebook ad on and Amazon ads on. And it just shows you, you know, it's better to have thousands of 99-cent sales than 30 $4.99 sales. So I've gone back to just the original strategy around pricing and flipping and things. So yeah, I'm really excited. So I worked really hard on this. And I just thought, after, it was my writer that said, when your energy is on it, we go to the top, but when you're stressed, it sort of declines. Not that I get stressed too often, but so I just thought, I'm just going to throw myself into this, even if it means all night working, and get in there and streamline it. So I stripped the writer had nearly resigned on me, stripped the series back, stripped it back again, streamlined it, and obsessively read the competitors. I'm like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? What are they doing that I'm not doing? You know, so talk about modeling. And this series, hopefully, it's gonna help with the whole hallmark thing. So I can just say, look where I am today. So yeah, I'm really excited. So that's just book one. I mean, we've only got $15 on the ad. I'm like, oh my God, let's get $2,000 on the ad. I know it doesn't work like that. So I'm really excited. It's really early days, but yeah, it's really cool. Played around with keywords, you know. And so, yeah, but it's a great series. Yeah. So that's the essence, I think, making sure it's the best, you know, USA, New York Times bestsellers, be as good or better. That's the key. And it's interesting, you know, because I also started getting in my Facebook group. I thought, this is crazy. I've got all the knowledge at my fingertips that I don't always use. What works so well within Kindle Cashflow is how you get people involved as experts. You know, all the people that are doing well, coaches, experts. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do that with my ARC team. So I brought all my ARC team in and made them group experts in the group, and they're literally running the group for me. So they went in yesterday saying, make sure you get your reviews on today, everyone. So it's hit with some great 5-star reviews, which is going to help with the algorithm. So I just thought, you know, get involved more with the readers. You can do it, even though many people are on Amazon, you can connect with them better, you know, even behind a pen name. So I started putting pictures of baking that we'd done over the weekend and all sorts of things.
Of what? Of baking?
Yeah, cake making.
Oh, baking. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
it. So yeah, so I just thought I'm going to make them all group experts.
I thought you said bacon. I was about to say, I don't eat pork, Caroline. I haven't eaten pork since I was like 16. But baking.
Yeah. So like cakes and scones and all those sorts of things that we were making at the weekend with Anisha. So I got my the people, when they put themselves as group experts, they had to sort of pick what they were expert in, and a lot of them put cooking, cookbooks, baking. So I thought, oh, that's good. We can talk about recipes in there. I don't care what we talk about, as long as my books sell like hotcakes. So yeah, really good start to the day. I was up all night till 5 a.m. looking at Amazon, refreshing the page when I got to number 2. Refreshing, and then at 6 a.m. it hit number 1.
That is a beautiful feeling right there. That is a feeling that no one but someone who publishes to Amazon would ever understand. Right? Regardless of how much energy, how excited you are about sharing it with them, you have to be a Kindle publisher to understand that excitement. But the thing about it is, it's like saying, hey, you started your business and boom, you just got like your first sale in, or whatever it may be. That is a beautiful thing right there. You know, the fact that you're now bringing in other people, like, guys, this stuff is easy if you allow it to be easy. Now, I don't want you to think that you can go out there and just do it and overnight you become a success, right? Because it doesn't happen that way. When I say that it's easy as long as you allow yourself to understand that there's going to be some situations that don't work in your favor. Yesterday, us not being able to get on Zoom, trying to figure it out, you know, understanding where and wondering where your customers are, why no one's buying from you, why no one's following you on social media, if that's your thing, right? And understanding that that is all par for course. It's a filtration process. If everyone was able to start on week 1 and be successful on week 1, then there would just be way too much competition in everything that we do. The universe has these filtration processes that say, okay, we're going to send our buddy Murphy out there. We're going to send some other people out there. We're going to give him some helpers. We're going to make it difficult, a little bit difficult, because we want to see who really wants this stuff. We're going to make it it's got to be challenging for them to first get some customers, regardless of how good the content is, regardless of how good the product or service is. It's going to be a little bit challenging for them to get people to watch their videos or subscribe to their email list, regardless of how great the content is. But once you get past that, listen, I've got some streams of income in place right now, but I couldn't stop if I wanted to. Once you get past those moments, and everyone doesn't make it past those moments because they can't bear the issues that are going to come up, right? They're not strong enough to just push past it. Well, no, I want to correct that. I used to be of a belief that entrepreneurship wasn't for everyone, and I'm still on the fence about that. I think that what is possible for everyone is to be stronger than we think that we are. And then if we have that strength, then we can push past everything else, right? We could figure everything else out. As we were having a Zoom issue yesterday, I could have easily reached out to Justin on the tech team and said, Justin, what the hell is going on with this thing? Why can't we stream to the Facebook group? My foolish pride would not let me do it. Yesterday, I had a moment where I was like, I'm going to figure this thing out. And it took me 4 hours to figure it out. but I felt incredible after I figured it out. Now, you don't do that all the time, right? You want the advantage of being able to have someone that you can go to and say, hey, how do I do this? You know, Willie, how do I figure this out? Ty, how do I figure this out? Caroline, how do I figure this out? Coach Rodney, how do I figure this out? Zotan, right? But at times also, you also want to figure it out on your own, because that builds up your muscle when all of the other 1001 things will break on you at some point. Right. So Caroline, man, that is awesome. You are always inspirational. You guys, every single one of you guys, listen, having a tribe is something that every single one of you, if you want it, should have, regardless of what you look like, regardless of how old or how young you are, regardless of if you are a Martian or not, regardless of if you eat pork or if you don't eat pork, right? Every single one of you guys can have a tribe. There's people that want to hear from you. There's people that want what you have and that will resonate with you. Right? Like, you have a message. There's someone that you can inspire. Chances are there's probably lots of people that you can inspire. 7 or 8 billion people on the planet. All you need is like 0.00000000001% of those individuals. That's how I'm able to do a challenge and we get 150 people or so on, right? Where my competitors, they can't get 12 people on. That's why I got out of the affiliate game. But it's because you recognize that there's people that if you go and you approach this thing with sincerity, then you'll be able to get people, because people will be able to feed off of the energy and they'll know when they're dealing with someone that's sincere. All right. So it's your flow state, as you were talking about. And someone on your team said, hey, when you do this stuff in flow, then you're good. Right. That's what it is. It's when we're doing it in flow, then we're good. And flow comes from knowing where you are most comfortable, but also open to pushing yourself a little bit.
I know. And also, you know, it's so easy to take your foot off the gas when you're doing okay. And then
Worst thing ever.
And also spreading
yourself, to do good.
Yeah, spreading yourself too thin. You know, yeah. I started thinking I could do that and get 10K a month. I could do that and get 10K a month. I could do that and get, you know, I was thinking all of these things. I could do that and that and that and that and that and that. Or I could do this, not to say I'm not going to do micro offers, because I am, but I could do this and I could get this to 100, 200K a month. Mm-hmm. Like the other USA, New York best-selling authors do, with one name. You know, It doesn't have to be 30, 40 pen names either. If I can get that, if I can break into Hallmark and just keep doing more and more and more of what I'm doing, and, you know, do other things as well and spread, but not all at once. And that's the danger, I think, when there's so many beautiful businesses out there. And I just thought, I'm just going to dive right in as if it was my first couple of weeks in the fast pass with that energy. And when we put in,
say that again, Caroline, because that is important. The basics. I'm going to dive right in as if it was my first week in the fast pass, like being a new person in this thing. How would I approach it?
Yeah. And like, you know, and a bit like a relationship. So, you know, if I was in a new relationship, you pour all your energy into that relationship. So sort of treat my having an affair, you know, with my business. And so I just gave all that love that, you know, there's some of it left after all the kids have got it all. No, and time into it. And I just decided that from the very beginning, I was just going to say, well, this is a #1 series. So every time I spoke about it, that's how I spoke to the editor. So this is going to be #1 as soon as it goes out. So this is what I want you to do. And, you know, and so just expected it. But, you know, I expected it. And I think for the last series, I didn't. And it was probably just as good. But also just really getting back into reading all my books and getting involved and, you know, all that stuff has been great. Not that, you shouldn't outsource it all, but I got a bit more hands-on so that I could just refresh my skills back, because I was losing a bit of love just outsourcing everything.
Yeah, that
So
happens.
I had a call from my business manager this morning saying, you've been playing with the Facebook ads, haven't you, in the night? And I said, yeah, but it was just nice just to get back in and start playing with ads again and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's like a relationship. That's what I always say. You know, you nurture it, love it, and serve. I kept thinking readers, not money, plaque. I kept thinking readers, what do they want? Readers, what do they want? And I just got them more involved in the plots and things, and they just told me what they wanted, so I gave it to them. So it's exciting. Yeah.
That's
So loads to do today.
Yeah, it's well, let me ask you a question. And I'm going to ask all of you guys the same question. Who better than you? Like, who better than you, right?
Because no one else is going to be connected to your why like you.
Yeah.
So it really is, you know, if it's to be, it's up to me. And I tell you what, the biggest thing for me was this, probably out of everything I've learned in this community over the last 2 years, from not having ever written a book or knowing anything about publishing a couple of years or 2.5 years ago. Yeah, I think, and maybe even coming up to 3. One of the most important things I've ever heard is when our friend Stephen Pierce said on one of our meetings, we might have said it at a live event, if you want to have some different results, you either do different things or you do things differently. So I
No, that was me telling you what Stephen told me.
Oh, so you that told us, yeah.
Yeah, I've said that so many times.
Yeah, because you was on the 10,000, you couldn't get beyond that at one point. So yeah.
I could, I just didn't know that I could.
Yeah.
So I was doing the same, and I was at 10,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 10,000 a month, 11,000 a month, 9,000 a month, 12,000, right? But it wasn't consistent. So like, Stephen, what the hell is going on here? It's like, dude, it's simple. And you know how Stephen will sit back. Like, dude, it's simple, it's obvious. Right? I'm like, what do you mean it's obvious? I'm going nuts. I'm a smart guy. I know what I'm doing here. Right? It's like, no, you got to do different things and do things differently. And I was like, oh, I still remember where we were at when he said that. He had a facility in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It was called the Thinkubator. It's this amazing facility where he had like purple rooms. He had like orange rooms. It was just like based off of like Google's like environment for their employees. And he had like oxygen bars there. He had video game room. He had the conference rooms there, and it was offices, and it was really an amazing place. So we were in the hallway. It was me, him, and another brilliant mind, Rich Sheffrin. If you guys have any of you guys ever heard of Rich Sheffrin? He's not as visible now, but he is one of the most brilliant marketing minds ever. He's actually the individual who came up with the webinar concept. So it was me, Stephen, and Rich Sheffrin, and Stephen's like, we're out in the hallway, and he's like, you got to do different things and do things differently. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I wanted to, it was the start of a 3-day conference, and I wanted to literally leave that day. It was like Friday morning before the conference had even started. And I wanted to just leave right then and there so I could get back to doing things differently and doing different things.
I put that to the team. I emailed each of them and said, we've either got to do things differently or do different things. Give me your thoughts. Send me an email and let me know what do we mean by that, because I'm sort of not sure yet, you know. And they all came back with different ideas, put it all into place. Happy days. So yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So
you get to think at that point too, right? Because that's what it did to me. It got me to think. It got me to, I wish you guys could see in this video room here. I got like maybe I could turn mine to without breaking anything, but I've got like the Do you see? Can you see? I got my
little figures.
yeah. I'm a
Yeah.
huge comic book and action figure fan. But do you see these whiteboards here? Like this is a glass board. So I got like 4 of them lined up here. So whenever I get some ideas, I want to flush things out. And my desk also is big. Let me see if I can turn it. So this is a big whiteboard as well. So I can go in and I can write on this thing. So I keep like these markers, all these whiteboard markers, all sizes, all over the place. So I can just go nuts and just write my ideas out, because that's critical. It's just like thinking. We can get so caught up into the doing, where we're not even taking 5 minutes out to think about what we're doing. So even with like the Get It Done challenge, when was this? This was so Sunday. I literally got up and I started at 8 o'clock. We had the micro office call on Sunday, and I worked for like 8 hours putting that slide together for you guys that are on the micro office call, because I wanted you to truly understand the fundamentals, the foundational side of running Facebook ads. This is before you ever even run an ad. Like, what do you have to have in place and what you should have in place before you even think about? Because me, when I first started Facebook ads, I wanted to jump into running an ad and get my ad in front of everybody so I could get the money. And I ended up screwing up a lot of money. And then I thought, well, maybe I set a higher budget. Instead of $5 a day, if I go for $50 a day, maybe I'll get more customers in. The only thing that, you know who made out in that scenario? Facebook. And I was like, okay, he's sending me $50 a day. We're going to take this $50, right? So I had to go back, like you said, you had to go back into the fast pass and approach it like you would from day one. And that was what I wanted to give you guys who are part of the micro office program. And then what's today? Wednesday. And then the same with Monday. So Monday, I took most of the day, Monday, again, laying out what we're going to teach on the Get It Done challenge. So I'm like, hey, Willie, here's what we're going to go over. Here's everything. I want to give them like what they can go in and get meat from. Because I don't want anyone walking away from this thing feeling like I just wasted 90 minutes. Like, I don't want to take that from you. You can't ever get your 90 minutes back. Like, I would be pissed if I went. I'm still pissed at movies that I went to go see that were an hour long and it was just a waste of time. I'm like, can I get my 60 minutes back? You can keep the $12 I paid. I just want my 60 minutes. So I don't ever want to take advantage of the time that you guys have, because you'll never get that back. So Monday went crazy putting in what we could and as much as we could into this presentation that we gave you yesterday. And hopefully you guys saw that, right? So it's going back to the basics oftentimes, and it's oftentimes sitting, and I spent lots of time in the office yesterday thinking about my initial journey, like, because you could forget, right? Like, once you start to see some success, you could forget like what you did initially. And once you're so close to it, you can forget what the fundamentals are. So it takes a moment to go back and think about it. And like, okay, yeah, so this is, all right, boom, let me give them this. So, all right, I remember doing this. And now this is why this works. And this wouldn't work without that, right? So taking a moment to think about all of that. So now we can go. So yesterday when we were talking about sites like Ubersuggest and WordStream, right? And being able to go back in and look at Caroline. Caroline, you crack me up. I love Caroline. She is I'm so glad that we have created a friendship. This is the thing that comes out of this, guys. When you go in and you do something that you never thought you were capable of, so much other stuff comes out of it.
Malie has said to me, "Is Ty your best friend?"
Tell her, yes, damn it, he's my best friend.
Because you don't seem to have anyone around here anymore. I said all my friends at the moment are on Kindle Cashflow, but yeah, I think that it's yeah, I was just looking at the chat actually, and people were talking about sort of people around them and everything, and I think it is also about someone said something really, people were watching the news in the house and they said something really negative, and I just literally find myself running away. I'm not interested, like a mad woman. I run away because I can't take it in, just to get, you know, because I have to keep focused. But yeah, it's interesting. I was going somewhere with that, and I've lost my train of thought. But yeah, I was just seeing in the chat, people were saying about the naysayers, and just to sort of keep positive. Oh, that's what I was going to say as well. One of the things that I have to now do, just to keep this energy flowing with this series, is I went back to how I was at the beginning in the first pass, and I just started going back to Seth's, Brian's results to see this month, and I just thought, okay, that means I could make that much next month, then I could get to 20, then I could get that, and I sort of like plotted it out on my big whiteboard that's here. I can't turn my computer around, no. So it's interesting that I've sort of gone back to being a better student, to just refresh my memory on things. And it's amazing how much you miss the first time round, but then go back to just copying how people approached it when they went from that sort of, you know, the big steps to the sort of the big bucks every month, in terms of the way they were talking, how much they were spending on ads. And I've gone back to modeling that. Yeah, I thought that I knew probably everything ish, and I realized, gosh, I've just started as well. And that's the other thing, you know, you've just got to look at your businesses. These are baby businesses, aren't they? You know, business that's been running for 2 years, it's a baby business. Where will it be in another 5 years? It's just phenomenal, really. But yeah,
it's definitely a good time to be in business. It's a great time, regardless of what you see out there about that's why before I was talking about the economy, and we're actually going to close it out, guys. I have a massage today, and I'm going to go in and get my massages. Guys, don't
you go
think
once a month?
Do
you go once a month for a massage? I interrupted you there.
I'm an overachiever. I got to go once a week. So
should we do that then?
How?
I don't ever have massages.
You know what? So I started a couple of months ago. I really like massages. I really enjoy them. You name it, hot stone, it could be deep tissue, you name it, right? I need that hour. It's like an hour of solitude for me. And it's not super expensive, right? So it's like we go in and we'll buy a package. And it's like $60 a massage. It's an amazing place. You guys probably have them. It's called Massage Envy. It's a franchise. You've heard of them before, right? Some of you guys, I'm sure. I think Nancy was shaking her head. It's worth it, guys. Once a week, yeah. I have to go in because I walk out of that place. Remember how Michael Jackson was doing the moonwalk? I'm doing that forward, but I'm like gliding after, and then I'm ready to like take on the globe after that. So
your weekly massage is one of the reasons why you're so successful, possibly. That's interesting.
Well, no, I just started that a month ago. So no, that's not it. I'm a big fan of massages, but you know, typically I used to wait until we went on a cruise or we went on vacation or something like that. And I'm like, why am I waiting? Like, if it's something that you enjoy, right? Why not do it? And they're like $60 when you buy the packages, right? And you're not paying everything up front. So and even if it was like $300, like that's the reason why we're entrepreneurs, and that's the reason why your body, you get one of these things. Like you only get one of these things right here. Oh, sorry, Caroline. Hopefully you're about to cry or something. I see it. What's going on over there?
No, I'm fine. I was just thinking. I'm just thinking about booking a massage.
Listen.
No, I was just thinking about it in the night, how I've got to free up some more time for me. And what I find really interesting is when I look at a lot of people that are really successful, you do see them exercising. I mean, I exercise, but exercising, building in that time, and you're really good at that. And so I'm thinking, okay, I need to, maybe it's just around, well, it will be around time management, but how can I sort of free up some time to do some of those things without beating myself up, because I'm like running the house and the kids, and not running the kids, but running the house and their lives. And there's a lot going on with exams and things after half term. But it's interesting how it's this whole concept around being busy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And being working smart, how you see these people that are really successful, but they do have a really good balance and good quality of life. So it's down to balance again. So just interesting when you said that. So just writing down deep tissue and hot stones.
You look at Richard Branson, every time I see the guy he's doing, I'm like, how does he have 400, 300 businesses or something like that?
Incredible.
He's
just a master delegator.
Yeah, we understand that he's got the teams and everything else, right? And it didn't start out like that. But so everyone's journey is different. So that's the thing. We give you different business models. We give you different things that we do, but ultimately it comes up to you. I think my mom used to say, if everyone was the same on this planet, it would be boring as heck, unless everyone was like me. Right? She was, unless everyone was like her. That was her little sense of humor there. But it's true. So we'll give you things, and you guys take the things that work for you, and and try them out. And if they don't work, Markwell in our group today was talking about, he does. How many people have heard of this? Because I kind of gave him a little bit of a hard time about it when I was telling him today. I told him and the other people that are in our mastermind group that today's massage day. So I'm actually pretty excited about this, and I posted massage day today, and I'm throwing in a facial. So he says, massages are incredible. Have you ever floated? And I'm like, float? What are you talking about? Floated. He says it's a technical term. The technical term is flotation therapy. Have you guys ever heard of flotation therapy? I've never heard of it. So this is the first time. So, I said, maybe. I told him I'm not going to try the flotation therapy because that doesn't sound like it's something up my alley right now. That's today, but who knows next week, right? So we're just giving you things that we do, and it doesn't always have to apply to you right now. Maybe next week, maybe next month, right? So that's it. All right, guys, that is it. Caroline, we never shared our quote. I know you have one.
I know, yeah. Actually, I was gonna, because I didn't get your last voice messages because I was playing with the IT going on here. But I one of the things I was thinking about is just, maybe we could talk about networking more. I was thinking about networking and networking skills and things. And that's what I was thinking about, a quote around that. But one of the first things that I did during the night is I messaged everyone in the team and gave them an update. This is because of you. This is just because of you. So they all think it's just because of them. The part that they all play in all of this. And I just thought about how important communication is. I haven't always been good at this in the past. And not sort of things like partnering and delegating. So I'm a bit of a control freak. So
I just wrote that down: networking and partnering.
Yeah. And all of that, I guess, like we do. And I was thinking about how important communication is. Honesty as well, because sometimes I annoy people that I work with. So I always ask for feedback and take it.
I don't see that. Do you guys see that she can annoy people that she works with? I think sometimes it goes back to, we see things that other people don't see. I don't see that.
Badass Kaz comes out sometimes, especially when I'm walking. So I was talking to my writer. I said, I don't care. The bottom line is.
Are you serious?
I can be. You
turn into like a British female Puff Daddy? Is that what you do?
Yeah. Because I used to have to do that when I worked in the city in a law firm. It was very much do that. I mean, honestly.
No, seriously, because I'm fascinated by that. I saw Puff Daddy or P. Diddy, Brother Love, whatever he's calling himself nowadays. But I saw him years ago. He had his reality show, and in it, he was like, I don't care. This is what needs to be done.
It's like, what's that?
And I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's why he's so successful. So I went in and I tried it, and it just didn't fit me. It didn't work. So.
Sometimes it's just like, no, we need to do it. No. This is what
you got to record that, because we don't believe it unless we see it on video, right, guys? So we need to see that on video.
But I was thinking about communication and how, and I always respect. I'm part joking, although I can be very like, this is what we're doing. And I think the importance of communication is key with our readers, but also or our customers, but also with our team. And I've got a great Jim Rohn quote. Got about 100 Jim Rohn quotes on my phone. And it said, if you just communicate, he said, if you just communicate, you can get by. But if you communicate skillfully, you can work miracles. And I thought that's sort of success, really, isn't it? So if you just communicate, you can get by. But if you communicate skillfully, you can work miracles. So it's, you know, just in the context of networking. And I'm going to go straight back to Hallmark today and communicate like hell about this series that's number one, and get them to take a look at it, because they're not even looking at that one yet because it hadn't been released. So I'm all over that now today, and everyone else will have a part in that as well. So yeah, communication is key, rather than just sort of being solo like I probably was for the first 6 months when I was building the business. Just literally just hid in my room and studied.
And it's so much more enjoyable. You know, it's something for me over the last couple of years that I have had to get better at. Like when I was in the affiliate game, I literally had maybe about 1,800 affiliates that were all partners of mine. So it was the 80-20 rule, right? So that number doesn't sound it sounds great, but only literally about 100 of them were really like badass, right? Like Onyx and Gal, and you know, like the Robert Kiyosaki's or Relate, Bob Proctor and people like that, Les Brown. So for me, I was always the person who was like, you know what, I don't want to work with people. I don't want to partner. I don't want to network. I'm just going to work in my silo and do things alone. But once I started to get out of that shell, and network and partnering with people, it became a beautiful thing, right? Look, the relationship that I have with Marty and Josh came out of that, because they said, hey, Ty, can we take you out to lunch and pick your brain about this Kindle publishing stuff? And I saw their ambition. And then I said, you know what, guys, how about you start coming onto the team. We built out this friendship, right? So networking is super important, regardless of if you think you're a networker or not. So next week, let's do that, Caroline. Let's talk about networking. We'll talk about partnering. And we can also talk about the time study that I had promised you guys a couple of weeks ago as well. So doing this daily time study and doing that for a couple of weeks to see where your time actually goes and how you can better employ your time. All right, with that said, we are out. We will see you. Have a great one. Caroline, take a look at my messages, and I'll leave you more.
I will do. Would you save the chat for me? It's just not letting me do it again.
Let's see.
I love looking at the chat.
Let's see. I definitely will. I'm gonna go in. I'll play our theme song, and then we will.
So remember us when you get famous, Jeff.
Absolutely. That's what I wanted to send you, Jeff. I forgot. So Caroline, she just took the words out of my mouth. Where is my player? All right. Let's go. 3, 2, 1.
I've been up in the moment. I'm crossing the line. I'm making the most to get what.
Ooh. Did we lose Ty? Come on, Jeff, unmute, and you've got to sing it now. I think we lost Ty. I think we lost Ty, didn't we? Oh, let's just hang out for a minute, just in case he comes back in with the song. Let's see if I can get it on. Jeff, can you get that song on and unmute? Let's just see if he sent me a message. It's me, you see, that's what we're talking. You see, that's what we did. We put that energy out there about the Murphy's Law, and then that happened to Ty. Hey, Jeff, come on, help me out here. Okay, let's leave it there, guys. We'll play it on, what do we know, Wednesday. We'll play it on Friday. You have a great day. It's lovely to see you all. And if you enjoyed today, will you pop it in the some comments and takeaways in the main group, and also in the Fast Pass group if you're in there. Hi, Peggy. Bye, Peggy. Take care, everyone. See you later. Take care. Bye. Bye, Kathy from Berkshire. Hi there. And Barbara. Oh, congratulations, Barbara, for coming in the fast pass. Fabulous news. Jeremy, I'm on it today. I'll get our meeting in the diary. Hi, Jane. Hi, Diane. Hi,